Today, as we journey through the path of all the mysteries and all the mist that covers Lumon Industries, and as we follow our innies, I want to share something about the map, about the directions Irving B. left for Dylan behind the painting. When Dylan found them, it was after the mock ritual sacrifice of Irving, where his head was presented in the form of a watermelon carved out as his face, all red, for them to eat. When Dylan found the letter had all these directions. Their directions are to get from microdata refinement to optics and design, but the path is so intricate and interesting that I put it on a graph, and then it get to me that this path is not only physical to get to point A to point B, it's something more. Just like this series, just like this experience we are all having, we are either questioning the brutal hold of capitalism or the stranglehold that the modern world has on our minds, or how it looks like in the future work is going to be presented as a different personality inside of ourselves that lives at the mercy of a corporation. Now let me share some thoughts, and I will show you here on this image the map. It mirrors ancient initiation rites, esoteric wisdom, and the cycles of transformation, whether interpreted through labyrinth symbolism, alchemy, sigil magic, or psychology. It represents a structured journey through meaning, balance, and completion. If you were to overlay this path we found on the letter on a geometric shape, what shape will it form? Here it is on the map. It seems we have mapped something that is, of course, the path from macro data refinement to optics and design. But there is something deeply symbolic about the act of following a predetermined path, especially one that winds through a series of right and left turns, culminating in a long hall. These long halls that are in between the path, and final choices that you encounter, turn left, turn right. Patterns like this have been recognized for centuries in mystical traditions, in the secret proceedings and the deeper layers of the human consciousness. In many esoteric traditions, including Hermetics, Freemasons, ancient mystery schools, moving through a structured path is part of a symbolic initiation process. The initiate follows a guide route, encountering tests, transitions, and revelations along the way. The three turns at the beginning suggest a phase of order, alignment, or a structured reality. Before the first turn left, which might symbolize a break from certainty, a descent into mystery. The alternating right and left turns resemble a labyrinth, where each choice represents an internal or spiritual decision, a fork in your life where you have to decide where to go. The long hallways between turns represent periods of contemplation or trials, where one must move forward with patience before encounter the next threshold. In these long halls, challenges may appear that you have to overcome. This pattern echoes the ancient labyrinths of Crete, the cathedral or Chartres, and Egyptian mystery temples, or the great pyramids on the inside, behind doors no one can access. Through the structured paths, it was believed to alter perception and consciousness. And remember that I believe Lumon's greatest experiment is alteration of consciousness. In alchemy and hermetic thought, left and right movements are not random, they carry deep meaning. Right represents the sun, and left represents the moon, and many other things. The interplay between the life and red suggests a balance between the forces of the universe, often described in the great work, the transformation of the self into a higher perfected state. Remember when the member of the board, the big guy with the frolic tattoo that gave Milchek his evaluation, he talked about Mark as he is part of some kind of evolution, right? The final movements navigating the long halls before reaching a final-like turn could symbolize the completion of an alchemical process, where the seeker reaches an enlightenment, a purification, or union of opposites. In Hermetic tradition, this resembles the final albedo stage of alchemy, where the purification has left the individual into illumination. Remember also, this connects with Milchek performance review interview. Remember the member of the board? I can't remember his name, right? This guy tells Milchek that his evaluation could lead him to atonement as a period of purification, to atone for his wrongdoings, as a path to illumination, for purification, right? From a Kabbalistic perspective, this path may correspond to the tree of life, or a mystical Sephiroth. I don't understand this much, but it could be also. The right movements could be connected to the pillars of mercy, and the left with severity. This connects somehow to the virtues of Kier Egan. Look, it's not everything is mysticism, right? So we are taking a trip into the mind, beyond all these layers of corporations and the world where this character lives, that we don't know anything about. So where our trip is inward. Beyond mysticism, psychology offers us a different perspective. Carl Jung's concept of individuation describes how people navigate their own internal labyrinth, balancing their rationality on the right with the subconscious, the left, as they move towards self-realization. The constant shift between right and left on the map could symbolize a dialogue between conscious mind and the deeper unknown self. These long hallways are followed by a final right turn, could represent the final stage of self-discovery, where all previous lessons integrate into a new state of awareness, a moment of illumination, a sudden moment of illumination, with a new state of awareness, where all the lessons join together and make sense. This movement could also mirror the hero's journey in a way, somehow, where the individual goes through trials, transformations, and finally return to wholeness. This is some kind of significance I have found in the map, and that's what I think. I maybe overshot it somehow, but this series is so interesting to me. It keeps escalating the mystery. We keep going down into ourselves, just like they do in the elevator. Everything seems to go down and expand, just like I believe they went down to this winter park filled with snow. I feel like it's just below an elevator ride away down. Anyway, if you find this interesting, please join the conversation. Let me know if you like it or not. What do you think? And we will see each other as we continue discussing this series on the next chapter. Thanks a lot.